Okay, we'll start, guys. We'll start with the revision paper 1. Okay, so revision paper 1, like I said, focuses on these areas: micro and macro, positive and normative, and also production resources and goods. Okay, so let's now I have the answer sheet with me, but we'll keep the answer sheet. We'll go through the question page. Right. Question number 1. Now, guys, I want all of y'all to write answers, right? Now, sometimes, guys, the amount of space available in this number of lines, if you all feel it's not enough, just let me know. So then when I make the unit 2 or 3 papers, I'll leave more lines. Okay, because anyway, the last 2 pages are blank. So it doesn't really increase my number of pages also. So in case you feel that the number of lines are not enough when you are writing an answer, okay, just let me know. Yes, most of these are my own questions. I have taken some past papers, turned it around, and made my own ones. Okay. Some questions, maybe 1 or 2, can be direct past papers also. Okay. Question number 1. All non-economic resources are natural resources. Natural means gifted by nature. But all natural resources are not non-economic resources. Do you agree? Explain. What do you all think, guys? All non-economic. Okay. Till think of the first part. All non-economic. What are non-economic? Sunlight, air, rainwater, non-economic. All non-economic resources are natural resources. Yes or no? All non-economic, sunlight, air, rainwater, they are natural resources. That means gifted by nature. Yes, that we can agree. Then the next part of the question is saying, but all natural resources are not non-economic. That means they are saying some natural resources can be economic, which means they are limited. Some natural resources can be unlimited. You all agree with that? All natural resources are not non-economic. Yes, no, guys. If you take, right now, how do we explain this? Now, this is, now I'm not going to type an answer here, right? I'll give you all this thing. Exactly. Good example is land. Okay. So, if you take natural resources, okay, some of the natural resources are available in unlimited amount. Okay. Some natural resources that are available in unlimited amounts, they are called non-economic resources, right? Non-economic resources. What do we have? We have things like, example, sunlight, right? Not the soap, air, rainwater. So these are all what? These are all, what are these, guys? They are non-economic resources and they are unlimited. I guess that's what we call natural resources are. Just give me a second. Okay. Right. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Okay. So then, what can you tell about the other side of this? What about the other side of it, right? Can you say that if you take natural resources, there are certain natural resources that are limited, right? Certain natural resources that are limited in supply. What do we call this, guys? The natural resources that are limited in supply are called what? What's the broader heading? Natural resources that are limited in supply, they are called, okay, economic. Under economic, monad. Under economic resources, what is this called? All these are called land. What is land? Land is all the natural resources used in the production process, but the limited amount. So think of what? Think of examples like, what about the fossil fuel, right? All this crude oil and all. What about coal? What about these minerals like silver, gold, oil, not oil, silver, gold, whatever those are limited, right? So there, can you say that all natural are non-economic? No, no. So this is the story that you have to explain. So you have to say, look here, all non-economic resources are natural resources. Example, sunlight, air, rainbow. However, you need to say all natural resources are not non-economic, because there are certain natural resources, right, which are limited. There are some that are unlimited. Okay, now how do you write your answer now? Look at my look at my answer here. Look at the answer. Look at this. Here, see. Look at how I write this answer. Okay. Now this is what you all need to practice doing, guys. Now understanding the question is one, putting it into writing is another. So look at the answer. Here, see. I say yes, I agree with the statement. You get 1 mark for that, saying that whether you agree or not. Now look at this. I say natural resources refer to all resources that are gifted by nature. What is a natural resource? Resource that is gifted by nature, which could be either classified as economic or non-economic. So I am saying natural can be economic or non-economic. Then I am saying non-scarce resources. That means resources that are available in unlimited terms. The non-scarce resources gifted by nature, which do not involve an opportunity cost, is called non-economic resources. So therefore, all non-economic are natural. All the non-scarce are gifted by nature. No? Therefore, you can say they are natural resources. Look at this. But all natural resources, sorry, they say, but not, oops, my screen went off. Hold on. Where did my Zoom go? Second. No. Okay. Okay. Where were we? Method. Okay. See, now look at this. But not all natural resources lack an economic value. For example, minerals like gold, silver, oil, and various metals are natural resources that are highly valued in an economic context. These resources are called land. They are scarce. You don't have unlimited of those, no? So which is an economic resource? So therefore, we can conclude that all natural resources, non-economic are natural, but all natural are not non-economic. So it's not a very difficult question, but it's a question that is trying to trick you. So for these kind of things, guys, you all have to write and practice. Now you don't have to write this exact answer what I have given. Okay, according to your what you know, you'll have to write something and come. Is that okay, guys? I all fine with question number 1. Yes. Okay. We'll try question number 2 now. Question number 2 is product easy, guys. I gave an easy question. Now, after essay question, I gave a product easy one. Can you all tell? Determine which category of resources each of the following items belong to. So, resources means I'm asking, is it land, labor, capital, or entrepreneurship? Okay. A taxi cab. Account the economic value. What? Taxi cab? Capital. Okay. Computer software. What do you all think? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Capital. What do you think about 1 hour of legal counsel? That is a mental effort of someone. Someone is giving legal advice to someone, legal counsel. What do you all think? This is labor, right? Physical and mental effort of people. What about this? A phosphate deposit. Okay, forget about phosphate. A gold deposit. What do you think? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. This is land, natural. Okay, last one. Stock of raw material. stock of raw materials is again capital. Okay, that's an easy question just for you all to categorize land, labor, capital on different. Done. I'll come to your doubts, guys, at the end of the class since we are running a little out of time. After class, stay and clarify any doubt you have. Okay. Right. We'll come to this below now. Interesting question. What is meant by the term division of labor? Explain how division of labor may reduce the cost of production and increase competitiveness. How can this be illustrated on a PPC? 8 marks. Big question. Broken down into small parts. First, we'll say what is meant by division of labor? 2 marks for this. What is meant by division of labor, guys? Division of labor is where you break the production process into small parts, and then where one labor or one person focuses only on one of those small parts. One person doesn't do everything. Now, if you're a garment factory, there will not be a person who will cut and sew and button and package and iron and everything. No. So one person will be doing the ironing, one person cutting, sewing, right? That's what you call division of labor, where you break down people in the process into smaller parts and allocate one person or a few people to work on something. Can you all tell me, because of division now, that is what division of labor is. Because of division of labor, what does that lead to, guys? When one person is doing only one small thing over and over and over again, what does it lead? Division of labor leads to what? It leads to what do we call specialization. When one person does only a small part over and over and over again, he becomes specialized. He's very good at it. He becomes faster. His skills improve. Mistakes reduce, right? Then you have specialization. So now think, guys, your first one, this part you all can answer. What is meant by division of labor? That all of you all know. Now the most, this part also, can you all tell me what could happen to the PPC, guys? Now PPC is a big topic in the 4th paper. But what do you all think? When there is division of labor and specialization, what do you think will happen to the PPC? Think this is there under productivity. What do you think happens? What happens to the PPC? PPC will, productivity increases. No, people become faster. You can produce more and more. So therefore, what happens, guys? PPC shifts to the right. It's outwards. So this part also you all know. 2 marks part you all know. You know what is division of labor. You know how this can be illustrated on the PPC. Now the most interesting one is this one. How can division of labor reduce cost of production and increase competitiveness? How can that happen? Now for that I am giving you all 4 marks. That's how the 8 marks is made. So we'll look at the answer now without me typing one by one. Where is the answers? Right. Look at this case. Okay. So this is the definition that I'm not going to go through. Look at this now. Now let me read this answer for you all. See how it works. I am saying when workers specialize. Now you all know because of division of labor, there is specialization. When one person does one small part, he becomes very good at it. So I am going to show you how does this reduce the cost and increase the competitiveness. Read. When workers specialize in specific tasks, they become more skilled and proficient in performing those tasks. Fine. This results in increased efficiency as the workers can complete their tasks more quickly with fewer errors. Now people are specialized, they can do things faster with less errors also. This increased efficiency can lead to higher production volumes. Now people are very efficient, they are very fast, no mistakes, so higher production volumes. So then remember, guys, remember we learned in unit number 4, What happens when a firm produces more and more and more? What happens to their average cost? We learned this in the long run. Recently, I think 2-3 weeks ago, we learned in our theory class. What happens to the average cost, long run average cost? When you increase your production, produce more and more and more and more, what happens, guys? Your average cost falls, right? Your cost per unit starts to come down. Yeah. So see, which often results in economies of scale. Economies of scale is from unit number 4. Right? We learned in the theory class. If you all have not learned, you all will learn in the future. This means cost per unit of production decreases as the volume increases. Due to division of labor, workers only need to be trained for a specific task. Now think, when you hire a worker, you have to train him only to cut the cloth. You don't have to train him to cut and sew and a button and package and everything on that. So what happens to training time? What happens to the cost of training? Very low, right? That also reduces your cost of production. See, reduces cost. Now look at the main reasons. Therefore, the reduction in training costs, decreased error rates, economies of scale, all contribute to lower production costs. So can you see how does division of labor help with reducing your production cost? Because of division of labor, your training cost is low. Because when you hire an employee, you don't have to train him for everything. If you train him only to do this, enough. So training cost goes down. Then, because of division of labor, they become specialized. So errors will fall. That is also your waste cost. All of that goes down. Then because of division of labor, your production capacity increases. You can get economies of scale. There also your cost comes down. So because of all those reasons, your cost comes down. So your cost comes down means, guys, you can now price your products at a lower price, no? Now, if the others are pricing it at 100 rupees, you can even price it at 70 rupees because your cost is low. You're practicing division of labor. So if you can price it low, what does that mean? You can be more competitive than others, right? That's how it gives increased competitiveness. Now, just think, now I'll give you some real stories. Now, for the tooth pack that you all are going to get, a file, you're going to get a tooth and some papers. For me, the cost of printing that was around 600 rupees to 750. 600 to between 600 to 750 per student. I printed 200 tooths and files. Now let's say, what do you think if I print? Now this is my tooth printing. Apart from that, there is my recording and all. And let's say I am charging a fees of 2,500. Let's say, for example, I had 1,000 students, not 200. I had 1,000. So then, what do you think will my tooth printing cost per student be, guys? Will it be 600 or lesser than 600? Now I'm printing 1,000 tooths, guys, 1,000 files and 1,000 tooths. It will be lesser, right? So now let's say my cost is only, let's say, 400. Don't you think because my cost is low, I can now charge a lower price and be more competitive than the other people? Don't you think now I can, earlier if I charge 2,500, now let's say I can charge a class fees of, let's say, 2,200. So because of that, these are different examples, right? But because of division of labor, what's happening? Your cost is coming down. So when your cost is coming down, you can charge a lower price. So when you can charge a lower price, what happens? There is more competitiveness. People love to buy your product. Okay. Hold on. I think my screen went off again. Let me quickly share this. I think my Wi-Fi is restarting. Hold on. Right. So is that part clear, guys? Until I share my screen, I will fine with that. What is division of labor? How does division of labor reduce the cost? And as a result, how does that improve the competitiveness? Check. Okay. Then That's a good question that you all can learn. There is no word count, Lamai, right? There is no word count or how many paragraphs I should write. There is nothing like that. So I have broken down and given 2 marks for this, 3 marks for this, 1 mark for this, and then 2 marks for drawing the PPC. So there is no word count. The more and more you draw and the more and more you get good at it, you will be fine. Okay. So you all have to write, guys. Without writing, essay question practice karanna bෑ, right? I'll send you the answer. But at least I want you to at least read my answer and write it on your own words. Even if you don't know, that's okay. First read my answer in your own words. I want that. Don't copy and paste the same answer I have written, right? Read it, understand it, write it in your own words. The more and more you do that only, your answer writing improves. Just learning the theory, no point. Now that's why in the theory class, we don't write answers for anything. In the theory class, we learn the theory. So here is where we are putting it into practice. So please make sure you all write answers, guys. No point. There is no point of a revision class if you are not writing answers. Revision class is the important thing is not the theory recap that I do. The theory recap, you can even watch my recordings and you can figure it. The important part is the paper, right? Writing the answers, working on this. Okay, done. Then, now the next question. This is also interesting one. Question number 4. Question number 4 says, if the society uses its resources fully, then future generations will be worse off because they will not be able to use the resources due to, for example, environmental damage. If this assertion is true, full employment of resources may not be a good thing. In unit number 1, remember, towards the end, we learned something called full employment of resources. How many of you all remember that word? What is full employment? Full employment means using all your resources and producing the maximum sustainable output, right? Now, this question is saying, if you do that, future generations will be harmed, right? There can be environmental damage and all of that. So therefore, full employment is wrong. And they are asking us to comment on the validity. In other words, they are asking us whether this is true or false. Do you agree with this? What is the point, guys? Do you think full employment is bad? According to the question, they are saying if you employ all your resources, future generations can be harmed. So I'm asking you, do you think it's bad? Yes, the point comes, you know where? Because people don't understand what is full employment. Can you tell me, guys, does full employment mean using all your resources to the maximum level? That is what full employment. Does full employment means using it to the maximum level? No. Full employment means using your resources to the maximum sustainable level. Employing your resources sustainable. Making sure that there is enough for the future generation. That is what sustainable use means. So go and check your tute. In your tute, I would have made a note. I would have said, full employment doesn't mean maximum production. It means the maximum sustainable production. Full employment doesn't mean you cut down all the trees and make furniture and build hotels there. No, that is not full employment. Because if you cut down all the trees and make furniture and build hotels there, then future generations, obviously they are harmed. Environmental damage, no rain. Right now, these days, there are droughts in Sri Lanka. I'm hoping you all know that. So that is not what full employment is, right? See, full employment refers to utilizing all the available resources to achieve the maximum sustainable output, not the maximum output. We are not trying to get the highest possible output, never. We are trying to get the highest possible sustainable output. What is sustainable means? Sustainable means the output without harming the future generation. See, this involves efficiently employing land, labor, capital, and technology to enhance productivity and economic growth. Look at this. If resources are exploited, Now, if they are overused, you cut down the trees, you build factories there, right? If that happens, exploited without considering the well-being of the future generation, then the above assertion becomes valid. So the above assertion that says this, then that is true, then that is bad. Even though overconsumption of resources might bring short-term benefits, it can harm the environment and make it difficult for future generations. Adverse outcomes like environmental damage and depletion can happen. This is the point. But full employment is a concept that is observed with the view of sustainable growth. Full employment means sustainably using your resource. Full employment doesn't mean use all the land that is there, cut down all the trees, make furniture. No, that is not what full employment, right? So therefore, full employment doesn't mean overconsumption or exploitation of resources, and it is not harmful for a economy. Is that clear, guys? What is full employment and the difference between full employment and the maximum output? Using full employment, we are trying to produce the maximum sustainable output without harming the future generation. Okay? Be very clear with that. Guys, I want you all right answers. At least read this. If you have not written, read this, and when you get the paper by tomorrow or day after, make sure you write. Sustainable output, once again, guys, is the output produced without harming the future generation. Okay. Now, for example, if you cut down all the trees and produce furniture, that is not sustainable, because future generation, they might have problems. So sustainable output is the output produced without harming the future generation or without compromising the needs of the future generation. Okay. Then the next one, question 5. Any good that the consumer does not have to pay a price is considered a free good. Do you agree? Just because you don't have to pay a price, can you say that the good is a free good? Now, what are free goods? Free goods is another name for non-economic. Free goods is another name for non-economic goods. So just because the consumer doesn't have to pay a price, can you say it's a free good? Can't say that. Now think of the school textbooks that you get, right? Until O levels, all of you all got school textbooks, no? Government gave you textbooks. As the consumer, did you pay a price for it? No, you didn't pay a price. Does that mean that textbooks are a free good? In other words, does that mean textbooks are non-economic goods? Oh no, you can't say that. See, that's what I'm testing with this. So here I am saying, no, I do not agree with the statement. I am saying goods which are non-scarce, does not involve opportunity cost in consumption, is called non-economic or free goods. Then I say these goods don't involve human intervention and they don't have a price. Correct. So non-economic goods, they don't have a price. On the other hand, there are few goods that is provided free of charge but involve an opportunity cost. These are also called public goods, guys. We learned that in unit number 8, right? Now think of things like free textbooks, the roads provided by the government, the street lights. See, outside your house now, the light would have been put, the street lights. So all of these, as a consumer, you don't pay a price. But even though you don't pay a price, can you say it's a free good? No, because economic resources would have been used to produce this good. So remember, just because a consumer doesn't pay a price, you can't say that the good is a free good. Okay, have that in mind. Is that okay, guys? I all fine? And come up with an answer for that. That's not a very hard question. Same. Okay, right. The final few questions. This one again is a good question, guys. I took this from the 2022 A-level paper, latest A-level paper. This is a good question. So I thought of discussing. So this question says, explain the role of technology and entrepreneurs in utilizing the economic resources of a country. So how does technology and entrepreneurs help with the utilization of resources. We'll think of what technology does, guys. Because of technology, right? Think what happens, right? Because of technology, what can happen, guys? Because of technology, the production becomes easy, right? Now, I'll give you a good example, something like ChatGPT. Now, because now in office and all, I write reports and all. And sometimes, word by word, you have to look at the grammar and all. So now, I just write a basic thing. I tell ChatGPT to correct the grammar and give. It will nicely make it. So it has become very easy. So because of technology, what has happened now? Now you can produce goods and services efficiently and innovative. Then also what has happened, guys? Technology will save a lot of time. It will save a lot of time means your resources can be used to productively be used for something else also. Saves a lot of time means you can increase your overall profit because now you can produce more and more. Earlier, if you can produce only 10 units a day, but now because of technology, you can produce, let's say, 50 units a day, right? Helps with utilizing your resources. Then because of technology, it also could lead to division of labor and specialization. When you have good technology, right, you can specialize people in using those technology. You can get better and better. That helps with utilization. Then technology helps with efficient communication. Just think of, earlier, if you want to have a meeting, you have to physically go. Now you can easily do it on Zoom, right? Helps with communication. That also improves productivity. Then technology enables access to the latest information. It leads to sustainable resource utilization. So all of these are benefits of using technology. Because of doing this, what happens, guys? Because of doing this, we can utilize our resources more efficiently. We save time, we can do more stuff, right? All of that is there. That's the role of technology. Then what's the role of entrepreneurs? What's the role of entrepreneurs in utilizing resources? No matter what technology, no matter what we have, if there is no entrepreneur to combine it and come up with something, no point. See, technological progress alone cannot lead to an expansion of output unless technological breakthroughs are put to economic use by entrepreneurs. So no matter how much technology is there, if they are not used in the production process, no point. So entrepreneur has to be there. Then entrepreneurs are the ones who utilize all the land and capital. They are the ones who bring all the resources together. They are the ones who come up with different innovations. Entrepreneurs are the ones who find new products, new markets, right? Where and where to sell. What are the new things that we can come up with? Then entrepreneurs are the people who improves productivity. They increase the competition in the industry, right? All of that they do. So remember, you don't have to write all of this. This is one of the hardest questions that came. That's why I put this. A question that a lot of students would have not even thought of writing. So the question in simple is talking about, right? You don't have to write the exact thing. This is the answer that is there in the marking scheme. You don't have to write the exact same thing, but you need to talk about how does technology and how does entrepreneurship help with utilizing the resources. So I want you all to read this, see what you all understand, and come up with the answer on your own. Can you all do that? It's a good question to improve your answer writing skills, right? So it has to be in proper format. Then we have the final two questions, right? Final three, final four, five. Okay, these are very easy ones. Okay, this one is state whether each of the following are micro or macroeconomic. Now, micro, macroeconomic, positive, normative. I put everything together. Can you all quickly give me answers, guys? Okay, yes, guys, I'll give you all the recordings of this stuff. Okay, right. State whether the following statements are micro or macro, and whether they are positive or normative. Can you tell me quickly, guys? Price of rubber declined by 10%. Micro or macro? Quickly give me answer. Price of rubber. Micro. Okay. Positive or normative? Price of rubber has declined by this. Can be proven. You can test and see. Actually, it happened. So it's the microeconomic positive state. Next one. Unemployment was 5.8% of the labor force. Unemployment, micro or macro? macro. This is macro. Positive, the normative was 5.8% of the labor force. Can test, no? So therefore, it's a positive. Right. Next one. Real GDP should be maintained at 7%. Real GDP. Micro or macro? Macro. Should be maintained at 7%. Normative. Should be maintained. Normative. General price level increased by 4% last year. General price level, micro, macro, macro, increased by 4% last year, positive, right? It's a fact. Positive. Tax revenue of the government must mainly be from progressive taxes. Tax revenue of the government, micro, the macro, again. What do you all think? So when you say tax revenue, it's a tax revenue of the whole economy. So you can say it's a macro. Okay. So you can call this macro. What about this, guys? Must mainly be from progressive taxes. So I am saying tax revenue of the government must mainly be from progressive. So there are taxes of progressive, regressive, proportional. We're studying unit number 8. This is normative, right? I am saying must mainly be from this. Someone else might say, no, let's have it from proportional taxes. So this is a normative thing. Then increasing fuel prices will encourage the demand for electric cars. What do you all think? Micro, right? Micro, no, you're talking about fuel and cars, small part, micro. Then what do you all think? Positive, the normative will encourage the demand. Can you prove this? Yes, right? You can see, no, if the prices of electric cars go up, will it encourage or not? Encourages means demand will go up, otherwise demand will come down. So you can test and see. So this is not a normative, it's a positive statement, right? You can test and see. Then this one, if income increases, sale of luxury goods will fall. Micro or macro? Income increases, sale of luxury goods. One small part, guys. Micro, right? You're talking about luxury goods. Micro. Then what about positive, the normative? You can call it positive. Right. Then next one. As laptop prices fall, people will buy more of them. Micro, macro? Micro, definitely micro. Positive or normative, people will buy more of them. Positive, right? You can test and see whether will people buy more or people buy less. We can test and prove and see. So positive. Next one. Government should control the rent that house owners charge. Rent household, you can say micro, right? We are talking about one segment now. So housing, okay, micro. Then government should control the rent. Normative, right? Should. So whether the government should or should not control, that's a subjective thing. Normative. Last one. Aggregate demand is inversely related to price level. Aggregate demand, macro. Okay. Price level should inversely related to price level. Positive, right? Can be proven, no? Disproven. So that is about micro and macro and positive and normative, right? I put it all together. Now in A levels, you usually have MCQs. MCQs are very easy. So I made the question a little hard and made it more confusing. Okay, right. Then this one, guys. If resources were unlimited and freely available, there would be no subject called economics. Explain the state. You all agree with this? First tell me. If resources were unlimited, this sale of luxury goods is one type of good, right? That's why we go with micro. Okay, you all agree, guys? If you had unlimited resources, can you say that there will be no subject called economics? Yes, right? Now, why do we have something called economics? Because there are unlimited bonds and limited resources. We are trying to how to utilize our resources the best possible way, right? That's why there is something called economics. So, If resources were unlimited and freely available, there will not be economics, because economics, we say, is a subject of choice. Economics is about how you make a choice, how you try to use your limited resources properly and make the correct choices. That's what economics is about. So if resources were unlimited, means you don't have to make a choice, so you can do whatever the hell you. So therefore, we can say, if there is unlimited resources, there is no subject called economics. So you can explain that story. So I'll show you the answer, guys. Here, okay, the answer. Okay, so you can read, guys. Since we are running out of time, I'm not going to a lot of things. Okay, then look at question number 9. I'll show the answer itself. Which of the following is not an example of capital? So there is office building, bank loan, tractor, road, irrigation canal. Why is bank loan the answer? Why is bank loan not capital? Well, now they are asking which of the following is not an example of capital. So why do you think bank loan is the answer? Bank loan is the answer because bank loan is money, right? Remember, in economics, money is not capital, right? You can't convert inputs into outputs from a bank loan. No. From a bank loan, you can buy a machine, you can buy a factory that will help convert inputs into outputs. Bank loan will not convert inputs into outputs. So therefore, the bank loan is not considered as capital in economics. Okay. Last one, last two. Okay. What is meant by economic overhead capital? Why is it important? What is economic overhead capital? Economic overhead capital is the capital goods that facilitate the production, distribution of goods. No? So things like what? Things like ports, airports, highways, roads. These are what you call economic overhead capital. Why is it important for a country, guys? Why should a country have these roads, airports, all of that? Look, one, it facilitates economic activities. You can easily transport your goods. You can purchase goods and services easily. Number one. Then it attracts investment. Now, that is what, no, guys, Mahinda was trying to do. Why do you think Mahinda was building these ports and harbors and all of that? To attract investments. Yes, he stole money out of it. That's a different story. But to attract foreign investments, then only foreigners will come and invest in your country. Why are they building highways and all? So you can easily transport the goods. Foreign companies will start their production. So attract investment. Supports urbanization. What is urbanization, guys? Urbanization is where more and more population is coming to the urban sector. Now in Sri Lanka, everyone is trying to moving to Colombo, right? To find jobs and all, everyone's moving to Colombo. So this helps with that. Then reduces cost of things like transporting. It's now, think of, guys, because of the highway, you can easily transport goods now, right? It doesn't cost that much of time. Yeah. So then increases regional connectivity, improves the quality of life, global competitiveness, right? You don't have to write all of this, right? If you can come up with 3 points, more than enough. It's a 4-mark question. So, I don't know. Yeah. So ideally, let's say 1 or 2 marks for this. Around 3 points is more than enough. Why is it important? Is that okay, guys? Economic overhead capital. Say, yeah. Okay. And then finally, the final question, which we already kind of have discussed, so I'm not going to go into detail. That is about, even though non-economic goods can be converted into economic goods cannot be converted into non-economic. Explain this statement using examples. Even though non-economic can be converted to economic, we learned to remember things like bottled water. They are non-economic goods. Can it be converted to economic? Yes. Economic goods cannot be converted to non-economic. Explain the statement. So you need to explain, guys. So you start off with saying, what is a economic and non-economic good. Then you say here non-economic goods can be converted to economic goods with human intervention and technology. However, economic goods cannot be converted back. For example, consider water. Bottled natural water bodies like rivers and lakes can be non-economic. You have unlimited water. Then, since they are freely available. However, when treated means purified, bottled, treated, bottled, and sold as a packaging drinking water, water becomes a economic good. So you can give that as an example, guys. However, on the other hand, an economic good is one which is scarce and produced using human intervention. Once the good is produced, there is no way of converting it back. So the normal story, which you and me kind of know. So the questions, guys, are a little hard, not very easy and direct. I usually pick the little bit of tricky questions. So that is basically it with the paper. Okay, now today would have not been the most productive day because you all don't have the tunes yet. You all would have not gone through the areas before. But can you please make sure when you get your tunes next week, you go through the focus area for next week, right? Watch those theory areas. Sometimes I'll upload some videos also for you all to watch and come before the class, right? Watch those and come, and then do the paper, make the short note and come, then things will go very smooth. So today we had to go a little fast because I took around 1 hour for the introduction, and you all have also not gone through before and come. So that's okay. Might have not been the most productive day, but from next week onwards, we'll stick to our plan. First 1 hour to 1.5 hours, we do the theory recap. Next 1 hour or 1.5 hours, we will be doing the paper. So you all should get your tunes by tomorrow or by day after. Right. If you join the theory class on the recording, just drop me a text. I'll sort it out through our app. So with that, we'll wrap things up. We'll call it a day. I'll end this, guys, because I have another class in another 10-15 minutes. I'll see you all next week. Any questions, drop a text on WhatsApp and keep. I'll send a voice note or I'll clarify. And if there's anything that we can do to improve this class, let me know that as well. See you and have a nice. See you guys. Bye-bye.